When one looks into the human heart, we can see it is a collection of desires. From the basic necessities to the more complex social desires of wealth, honor, and knowledge. But there appears a point within every human heart that yearns for something different. It desires to know only one thing. What is the meaning of my life? Welcome to The Point.
So Juan, tell me a little bit about you. Where were you born? What was your childhood like? Where'd you live?
I was actually born in Texas, in El Paso, Texas. My father's from Mexico, my mother's from Spain. But then my dad, 2 years after I was born, he got a job at NASA, and so at the Kennedy Space Center, and so I moved over to Florida.
What was it like in your parents' house, in your neighborhood, in your bedroom, in your head? What was your childhood like?
You know, I was a kid, you know, I mean, I thought it was good. You know, I got what I wanted, you know, it worked out great. My parents, they got divorced when I was probably like 6 or something like that, so there was a lot of turmoil between them.
They got divorced?
Yeah.
Well, that's not an easy thing for a 6-year-old. That's a big change of life.
I guess I was kind of like in La La Land the whole time. You know, it's a divorce. You know, my mom hates my dad, you know, because he wants to go and do all this other stuff, you know, chase women or whatever he wants to do, and then, you know, so it hurts because you see your mom, you know, suffering, you know, and not to mention that he didn't do the best job at leaving, you know, so it was just, you know, I don't know, I guess it was painful, I suppose, but you go through it.
How do you understand that? What did you think life was about when that happened?
I guess I was a little different. Like, I would retreat to, like, my own little fantasy. Like, I would just, like, you know, I'd be there, but I would just try and just forget about it, you know, I think my brother handled most of it, but I just kind of hung out and just saw the thing through and just, well, however it worked out, you know, just did the best every time. That was it.
What kind of question did it give you about life that you had to deal with that at such an early age?
Well, pretty much, I came to the understanding that, like, either I can do what they did or I can do the opposite. And so, you know, so I thought to myself, well, heck, I could be like him, you know, I could just, you know, run around and chase those things, or when you want a family, I can want something good, you know. I want better things, so I'm not going to do what he did, you know, what my dad did, so.
So how did you go about searching out better things? Where did you think they were? Where did you look for them? You
know, like if you watch a good movie and you see something that you like, you know, like a good role model in the movie, you know, it doesn't have to be like someone you know, it can be anybody, you know, it can be anything. Like I said, I was always in La La Land or whatever, right? Because I always wanted to just, like, go somewhere else, you know, like, get out of there. Like, hell, you know, heck, I'm in this place, there's all this bad stuff happening to me. Why can't I just not be in this situation, you know? But I'm there, I gotta be in it, so you make the best out of it. But I was really into comic books as well. I saw the heroes, I really liked them. You know, the superheroes were great. They saved the day, they came in whenever things were bad, they fixed stuff and got out, you know, and they helped people, and it was wonderful. And I like that.
Your idea of a hero, or helping people, or finding a way to create the kind of life that you would like to create in the lines of the story, where did you go next to try to do that?
I saw the way things were, and I knew that, you know, I couldn't change stuff, and so I said, well, maybe there's answers somewhere else, and so I delved into those studies.
Yeah.
And I just kept,
You studied, though, to become like a minister, didn't you?
I went to a school specifically for that. And I didn't choose the light track. I mean, they had options, and I went into, they called it intense discipleship training. It was like 40 hours of working in churches as an intern and full-time school. Okay. You know, I gave it my all. You know, I put everything that I had in there, and I said, okay, well, if this is the way it's going to be, well, then let me do it. You know, and I'm going to do it completely. And
in the end, what did you get from it?
Nothing. You know what it was is I went on a tour with the college to go to all these other churches, and I drove around, and I saw all these people in pain, you know, and they were there putting everything they had also into this, and I would see that nothing would change. It would always be the same, and for me, I needed some sort of result or something, and there was the way it was established, the more I studied it, the more clear it became that it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. That there was things that were missing. There was pieces that weren't in there.
What was missing?
Love. There was too much judgment. I mean, they'd say one thing and then they really meant another. And I was giving my complete intention. There was too much like corruption I saw. There's so many things that just, I got angry. I got real angry, and I just kind of rejected all of it. And I said, you know what? If this isn't it, if this was my only option, and it turns out that it's not it, then I'm done. Then I'm not doing anything, then screw it. Then I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and I'm just gonna run around and whatever the heck happens, I'm gonna do it. And that's it. And if there's no rules, then screw it, And that was it. It was just, I didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. I rejected all of it. They would call me. I mean, believe me, I did so much work with so many people that I would get phone calls and where are you? What's going on? You know what? I'm busy, and that was it. After I thought to myself, okay, well, there's nothing. Then then it started coming back. Well, maybe there is something, and maybe I just didn't find it. Maybe, I gave this an honest shot, but that doesn't mean that there's no
So
answer.
what happened?
I went immediately into esoteric things. I got engulfed into conspiracy theories with politics and just thinking about all these, big topics about, what the world leaders are trying to do to us, controlling us, this and that, the Freemasons. I would read about these topics and I would get these books, but I didn't get anything out of them. And then while I was looking at the general topics of what my options were of things to study or look into, I had the word Kabbalah had come down. But then I went to YouTube and I was just looking around and I had just put the word Kabbalah everywhere, wherever every search engines, whatever came up. And I found the Perceiving Reality video and it talked about some really nice concepts and I loved what was said, and it made a little more sense to me,
What was it that you got?
Well, I think because it was explaining directly about what exactly I am, I think that was one of the main questions that I had trouble. I understand about God and that those are what I was looking for in that, but I don't know if I knew what I was or who I was, and so it's almost like I didn't have an identity. And so by them being able to explain to me a little bit better what exactly I am, well then it started piecing a little bit more together. How, so it hit home, because it's me. You
mean you understand how you act or why you act, or...
It was the soul aspect that really did it for me. Whenever they said that we're the collective soul, I didn't want to feel special. I didn't want to be like, yeah, I get something and nobody else does. I mean, I wanted everybody else to have it too. Well, who am I? I'm just a guy. So I really like that aspect of it. That it's like all of us. It's everybody or nobody. It's we're the collective soul. We're one. I think it was the heart that everyone had, really. When I finally went to one of the congresses, I didn't know what was going on when I got there, but the warmth and the heart of the people was what really had it. I could really tell that their intention was different. In the past, I would go to these places and I saw that they were only interested in themselves, and that they were only interested in judging me and who and what I bring to the table for them. When I went to the Congress for the first time, it wasn't like that. They were worried about me, and they were focused on coming together and uniting. I could really feel their heart, I could really see it.
And what does that do for how you are with people?
I don't hate anybody anymore, because I see them like me, it's just. They're just not looking for it yet, But one day, hopefully, they will, So.
Thanks for telling me about all of those things that happened, and it's particularly inspiring that the strength to keep pushing through all of those things.